So hi, this is John with Cold Plunge Connection, and I am excited to be here today with Matt and Brie Kuiper of Desert Plunge. So they're in Austin, or near Austin, actually up in Taylor, doing a CrossFit event, and they have brought like 8 of your cold plunges, or 9? How many here? There's a bunch of them here. So I've known you guys for a long time. And I'd love to just have a quick chat with you to find out a little bit about like your cold plunge journey, because you've got quite a story, and I'd love to be able to just share that with everybody and just hear what lights you up and inspires you guys to do this cold plunge thing.
Appreciate it, John. My cold plunge journey started back in 2019. I went through just a crazy mental health crisis, severe insomnia, anxiety, depression. Didn't know what brought it on, but it was just all of a sudden. And it was like 7 months, and it was just debilitating. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I tried a lot of different options. I tried medication, I tried therapy, I tried EMDR, I tried supplements. Nothing was working. And so my brother said, "Hey, have you heard of this guy called Wim Hof?" And I'm like, "No, I'll check him out." So I started reading up on him, and it was really interesting. So I went and decided to try some cold therapy. So I went to a local place in Phoenix, and they had cold tubs, saunas, compression therapy, all that. But the first day I did a cold plunge, it was in the evening. I just remember driving home that night, like it just completely snapped me out of it. Just kind of almost an immediate reset in my brain. That fog. First plunge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, I mean, it was pretty powerful. I can't say that's going to happen for everybody, but it did happen for me. It was like going home, that fog that had hovering over me was kind of just lifted. My sense of humor came back. I could see that the light at the end of the tunnel again. So it was pretty crazy, and it was pretty profound. So like after that, I would drive from Chandler to Arcadia. For those of you in Arizona, you know how far of a drive that is, about 45 minutes. I'd do that every morning. And then in the winter, I started doing it in the winter, so then in the evening I would just do it in my pool. So I did it twice a day. But then right around, this is the time COVID was happening. So then this was now early 2020. I saw the writing on the wall, knew the center was going to shut down. So I'm like, I got to figure out how to make my own. And that's when I found you and your group. So I made my first chest freezer. I was able to go through COVID with my own chest freezer in my garage, which was awesome. I'm like, man, more people need access to this. And that's kind of how my cold plunge journey started, with starting to make cold plunges. But I wanted something more scalable, something that we could move through quicker and a little bit more affordable. And that's when we came upon the Grizzlies. We had a friend that reached out. He was just filling it up with ice. And he's like, "Hey, could you convert this to a cold plunge for me?" And I'm like, "Sure, I could give it a shot." And I did it, and I was like, "Man, this is brilliant. This is a great idea."
When did you guys officially start Desert Plunge?
The LLC was formed in October of 2022. So, but kind of doing that as a hobby for a while before that as well.
Yeah.
So cold exposure is just such a passion of mine, and the further I got into it, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and make this a full-time thing now.
He's become a completely different person using this healing modality and incorporating breath work and mindfulness and all of that, and prayer. But I could see how stressed he was. Just seeing what this has done for him and seeing him be passionate about it. We had a conversation one day, because he was he just kept saying, "I know I can create something quality for people that's less than what we're finding online." Because before he converted a chest freezer, we were looking to buy one online, and they were really expensive, $7 to $10,000 for something that would really withstand Arizona. So that was something that he couldn't stop talking about. Like he just, and after a couple years, we were in our kitchen, and I was like, well, this is obviously something that isn't going to go away. So what do you want your story on your deathbed to be? Right? Like
Great question. What would you say? Because here's the thing that we get a lot of in my group and from people just in general talking about cold plunging. Like somebody in the family will be doing that, and they'll say, "Well, my husband thinks I'm crazy, or my wife thinks I'm nuts, or my family thinks I've gone bonkers."
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
Oh, I would say that, there's a really deep reason why they're doing this. There's a chemical reaction that's happening in their brain that's bringing them a level of healing that they can't explain to you. And for my husband, our lives were turned upside down for 7 months. It was horrific. It did a number that's almost indescribable. It was the depth of how hard it was. And so the fact that cold plunging was what pulled him out of it and really saved his life. Like, just support your loved ones, I would say support your loved ones because of the dopamine increase, the norepinephrine, the epinephrine. Like, there's people that are getting off of medications with cold plunging and cold therapy, and it's really life-saving for people. So not only don't be annoyed, but support them and maybe try it yourself and you'll see what they're talking about.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys would like to add or share about your story or about cold plunging or about Desert Plunge? Where can we find you guys if somebody is inspired to get a cold plunge?
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So, we would love the support, obviously love the business because we're, a mom and pop family owned business that took a huge leap to do this. But we are at www.desertplunge.com. We ship all over the country. We're local in Phoenix, so you can do local pickup. We're on Instagram at Desert Plunge. Give us a follow. We love engaging with people on Instagram.
We also have a discount coupon, so
Yes.
I am an affiliate for these guys.
Yes.
So since I've known these guys for a long time.
Yeah.
We've talked. We've
5
connected.
years.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
the first time to actually meet
Yes.
in person, so it's awesome to see like people in real life
know.
after being like virtual friends for
Yes,
so many
5 years.
right? So I really believe in what these guys are doing. They're really here to make a difference in people's lives. Clearly, it's made a difference in their lives, and this sort of thing ripples out. And that's the sort of thing that inspires me to kind of make these connections. So when I find somebody I really believe in, who's doing the right
Yes.
thing for people and really making a big difference, I'm going to stand behind the company and say, yeah, you guys need a cold plunge. Sign up for this. The discount code is John Richter. So John, we'll put that on the screen and then the video description below, and that'll give you 100
off. Yep.
Okay. So awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, well,
Thank
Brie,
you.
Matt, thank you so much it was great to meet you guys, and y'all have an awesome event.
Thanks for having us, John.
You're welcome.